8 picks away. We're going to get Eric Ebron in here and also Tahir Whitehead, and they will sit down, throw some headphones on. The great Tom Mazaway is handing Eric his microphone. What's up, E? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. Eric Ebron is with us. And also, hop on the mic. Herman Moore knows how to do radio.
Take that Virginia hat off.
What's that? Oh, boy. There's all right.
I'm trying to show us all some love around the board.
Yes, Tahir Whitehead.
You already started.
Big Ta, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
What's up?
For the first non-ACC guest we've had on the show. Fellas, how are you?
We're doing good.
Doing all right?
Thanks for having us.
What's with the jorts tonight there, Eric?
Oh, with the jorts?
Yeah, is that
they pass my knees, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they're not, so they're shorts?
Yeah, if they don't pass your knees, then they're jorts.
All right. I just had to make sure. Is this a hey, it's summer, I don't care, I'm wearing these look, or is this this is
I'm
my
gonna enjoy
thing?
the first hot day in Michigan is
Right.
what I'm gonna do.
Exactly.
Because it don't get hot like that here.
To hear your reaction?
It did feel good.
No, I'm saying your reaction to his shorts. Would you rock those or no?
Nah, they're not for me.
They're not for you?
Yeah, I let him handle that right there.
Oh, my goodness. How you fellas doing? Ready to get the, you sort of started. You had a little off-season stuff go on, but good to be back in the building?
It's amazing. You know, I usually get that itch about 2 weeks before we get back. I'm like, okay, I had a long enough break. I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready to get back to football.
Eric, how about you?
Oh man, I've been dying to get back on the field since it ended. You know, I can't wait.
There's a lot of people, Eric, that have talked about you. You're a hot topic. You know that. I mean, did you shut your Twitter account down, or I know you had a little rant the other day about the haters. You're still on.
I'm still alive.
You're still alive, but you know what is said. A lot of eyes on you. Do you like that?
Yeah, I like pressure. That's when I work best. You know, pressure make diamonds.
I like that. Have you sat down with this guy, the great Herman Moore?
We chopped it up a few times, but you know, I love to pick his brain every now and again. If he holler at me and take that Virginia hat off.
Hey man, and you know what? I purposely when I knew who I was going to speak to, I just do this. But listen, man, this is out of just nothing but pure love. I mean, I love UNC. You know how many yards they gave me? Hey, just like Green Bay, Chicago. I mean, I love those teams, man. I got to show them some love. Eric, I was going to ask, when you look back at the first year, there's a lot of things that are different from the levels, both the college level to the professional level. Was there anything that caught you by surprise, or do you think it's more, you go through your first year, things may or may not work out the way? I just wanted to get your assessment of what you thought you did well, and what is it that you think you need to improve on coming to the second year?
There was a lot of things that I learned, I would say, as far as, maturing and growing and adapting to the game and knowing what the game is about, on and off the field. And there's a lot of things that I did good, but there's a lot of things that I can do better at and what I thought I was good at. And, when you come to the league, those things get exposed. And, I'm happy they did my first year instead of, me riding the high and then getting exposed later on.
Right. One thing, when I look at my first year, a lot of people I started looking at, there was a big comparison between myself and you. I came in my first year, first round pick, 10th pick overall, same stage. And these expectations were high, and I ended up having 11 catches, 135 yards, no touchdowns, and it looked like that was going to be a bust. But then I realized that that's one thing. It was a lot of learning. There were some things, just as you had mentioned, and I don't think people really understand that. But it's looking at how much, when you look at Coach Caldwell and you look at the support that you have from your coaches, how much did they help you in terms of that transition when you had to deal with whether it's playing time, opportunity, or just having that ability to go out there and just play football?
They talked to me, but they didn't talk to me verbally. They talked to me a lot more mentally and indirect about how to grow and to, they basically let me grow up myself and become a man within the game. And I appreciate them. I mean, Coach Caldwell is one of the greatest at what he does. And he brings in a coach in Ron Prince who's also excellent at what he does. And both of them just came together and saw what I didn't see in myself and helped bring it out of me. And I feel like that's going to happen this year.
Tahir Whitehead, I was talking to Greg Cosell, NFL Films, at the Super Bowl, and he says, I said, DeAndre Levy to make the Pro Bowl. I thought he got screwed. And he goes, let me tell you something. Best linebacker on that team is Tahir Whitehead. And I went, whoa. I don't know if you'd even knew that Greg Cosell said that or even know who he is.
Didn't know that at all.
From the NFL Films. He was a nice guy and a good interview at the Super Bowl, but you're a name that people are talking about now. Just after 1 year where you got an opportunity, how does that make you feel?
it's humbling, you know, and I really appreciate the comment. But you know, being around Levy and watching Levy play the last couple of years, you know, him and Tully, they're neck and neck at who's really the best linebacker on this team. But you know, I was presented with an opportunity and I took advantage of it, and that's the nature of this game. You have to take advantage of your opportunity when one's presented to you.
I mean, you started last year and played very well. So do you come into not OTAs, but workouts and go, hey, am I starting? I mean, Tully comes back, but how does that work?
I always take the approach of, like a horse in a horse race. You know, I with the blinders on, I don't worry about the distractions, what's going on to my left, right. And I just focus on what's straight ahead. Keep my head down and keep digging, keep grinding. That's what's gotten me this far, and that's what's going to continue to help me grow and become a better player.
When I looked at you to here and I watched you play, and obviously gotten to know you, and understand that you're a smart player. You're very much what they call a student of the game. But tell me, how difficult was it going from being the special team standout and a guy that just really goes down? It's kind of controlled chaos, but you're going down as a different aggressive play. So all of a sudden now going into the starting role at the snap, and now all of a sudden you have to be able to play in a whole different space, I would imagine, mentally, to come in and keep from making mistakes.
It was a huge difference in special teams and playing defense. As a whole, especially being the play caller, getting everyone lined up and directing traffic. It was a big difference. But people always say, you good job filling in for Tully. But I'm like, I was actually the Sam linebacker before I slid into the Mike. But it's a different ball game going from Sam to Mike, and it was a lot of film study that went into it, and a lot of putting a lot of pressure on myself to make sure that I was prepared and I was ready to be able to do my job as best I can.
The tackle position on the defensive side of the ball was big for you guys last year. Now that's been softened up a little bit, do you see that as being something that's more of a need in this draft? Is there something that needs a lot of attention right now, or do you think there's other areas on this football team that warrant a little bit more attention?
I don't believe it's a soft spot in the defense right now.
Not so much a soft spot. When I say soft, as much as you lose some players that were there, and then you got to get some other guys to step in that may not have had the same level of playing experience that now have to step in. Is that anything that's a concern for this defensive unit?
I don't believe it's a concern because getting the Haloti traded to the team, as well as picking up Walker from the Saints, who was a productive player. I think we're going to be we have a next man in mentality, and that's the way that Caldwell coaches us. That's the way that Terrell Austin coaches us. You have to be prepared for your opportunity when it's presented to you, and that's what I had to go in there do, and that's what other guys also had to go in there and do this season.
Lions linebacker Tahir Whitehead with us, also wide out tight end, third receiver, whatever you want to call him, Superman Eric Ebron with us. All right, Eric, I don't know where you were watching the draft last night, but when you see, all right, the Lions take Laken Tomlinson, you go, yes. Offense, I like that. No?
I was mad because he went to Duke. But I absolutely love
that's
the pick.
right. Oh, my God.
I already gave him a little bit on that, too.
No, dude, but from a position.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
Loved the pick. The pick. You know what I'm saying? We really, I'm not going to say we struggled, but we had a lot of injuries. And, it adds depth to our offensive line. And it brings, we're going to be young, but we're going to be great. We're talented, and I can't wait to see, how it's going to mold, and I can't wait for him to protect from Matthew Stafford so he can deliver us the pick.
I do this radio show every day, and we were talking today about these character guys, the Lyle Collins situation, Randy Gregory, these guys on the pot stuff. It seems like the culture here could take on a quote-unquote problem child. Or, a guy like Laken Tomlinson gets drafted last night. This kid's a freaking neurosurgeon. You know what I'm saying? But take me through both guys. Start with you, Tahir. Could the culture take on a guy like that because what Jim Caldwell's done and because how good this locker room is that they could take on a player that maybe has had some problems?
I believe we would be able to take on a player that has some problems in college because of the veteran leadership that we have in the locker room. Guys like Rasheem Mathis, Stephen Tulloch, DeAndre Levy, the list goes on. We would be able to help a guy like that grow. Whatever guy was having problems in college, the team, the coaches, the personnel, everyone. I think we can help them.
Eric, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Caldwell, when he puts up, his PowerPoints, and it has those guys that have done things that you normally shouldn't do. You don't want to be that guy, you know what I'm saying? So it really plays a picture that you don't want to be that guy that everyone talks about negatively. And, we all take that to heart, and we all try to stay as clean as possible. I mean, I don't think we've had any incidents within our organization, and so we just try to stay a band of brothers and listen to one another.
Can I get this cleared up, Eric? Because Joe Lombardi said you did work out in Atlanta with Matthew Stafford. Stafford says that hasn't happened yet. Are you guys, have you?
The initial plan was to, but Matthew Stafford was going through wedding plans, and we haven't yet, but we will.
Okay. Did you see, I guess on their honeymoon, they were doing like skydiving and stuff? DeAndre Levy on a plane. Are you guys taking part in any of this craziness this offseason?
They definitely took a page out of DeAndre. I don't think I can go walk across the plane. I haven't built up the courage to go bungee jumping and skydiving yet.
Now, Eric got the Stafford family, the Jordans? What did you get him? To hear, was there a wedding gift or the checks in the mail?
What can you give a guy that has everything?
You don't want to, wait a minute. You don't want to open that one up on the line, man. You can get all kind of tweets and texts coming in. You better hold off on that.
You better lie.
Yeah. I had a question for Eric. Now, Tahir and I, we go out and we do a little basketball, and I just, we're trying to get some more people to join our game because, between Tahir and Corey Fuller, man, they won't pass the ball. So I don't know if you want to just come out and just start playing a little ball with us, man. I mean,
I'm down.
You sure?
I'm down. I grew up hooping, man.
All right, everybody says that. Then we get out there and all of a sudden it's a different game.
I grew up.
I heard you're suspect, man.
Listen,
you can't ball.
I ain't balled in months. Went out there and was exploding on them boys, and then I kind of fell off a little bit mid-game stream. I ain't had the stamina that I needed, for my jump shot. My shoulder got a little weak.
Is that what it was?
Nah, I wasn't.
Some of these teams that your alma mater has fielded lately, Roy Williams at UNC they were Final Four team. Maybe they could have used
you. Man, Roy.
Man, we coming. Every team goes back and we dig a little bit. We become the underdog, but we coming. It's no Carolina basketball.
No doubt about it. Fellas, good to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by. And who do you, by the way, your pick is up in 6 picks. Is there somebody you want the Lions to take at 22 or?
No one in particular, but just, someone that's going to help us win. Whoever's going to come in, contribute right away. We'll accept them with open arms.
Mm-hmm. Is it ACC guys for you, Eric? Just like Herman over here?
I'm tired of ACC.
I'm telling you, man.
Doesn't Herman look like he could still play? I tell him every week on the air. I'm telling you.
I look at him every time I get around him, and he still looks like.
We got to go to break. Can somebody throw him a slant or something over here? We're on
Tom
the field.
DeWan, they don't want me out here running around. They told me that before because my fault, man. I haven't signed any waivers. I don't know if they're going to cover me on that policy.
Man, oh, man.
I think I just ripped a hamstring sitting here.
Tahir, Eric, thanks so much. Great seeing you guys.
Appreciate you guys having us.
You got it. There they are. Eric Ebron and Tahir Whitehead of the Lions giving us a couple minutes as we're live here from Allen Park on Detroit Sports 105.1.